First, we'll go to File, New Project, select empty activity. Next, give a name to the project. Finish. Once it is done, it's still loading. Wait. So here we will be having one spinner, that is a drop down menu, and in that drop down menu we will have 4 items. The first one will be one message saying that select one of the item, and the remaining 3 will be the 3 layouts: linear layout, table layout, and frame layout. So in order to have the values to be added in the spinner, we will store the array values in the strings.xml. So open that strings.xml. So you can see here from line number 8 to 13, I have created one string array whose name is array underscore layouts, which contains 4 values. The first one is a select layout, second one is linear layout demo, third one is a table layout, last one is frame layout. The order in which you type here, the same order will appear in the drop-down menu. So you have to decide which order you want it, and accordingly you have to type it. Now, as I said that we will be demonstrating 3 different layouts. So in order to do that one, we need to have 3 pages for them. So right click on the layout folder, go to the new activity, empty activity, give the name as a you can give any name, but whatever the name you give, the same name you have to use while coding. Okay. Again, right click on the layout folder, select new activity, empty activity. Now table layout. One more layout we need. So right click on the layout folder again, select new activity, empty activity. Table layout is done. No, next is frame layout. Finish. Now we need to have some images to be added. So whenever you want to have any images in the Android, you have to put those images in the drawable folder. You can just right click, show in Explorer. So that will open the folders. So here there are so many folders are there. Open drawable folder, and here you have to put all the images. So I already have some images, so I'm just going to select. You can select any image, but you have to make sure that the names which are given to the file names must contain the small letters, all small letter alphabets, underscore, and numbers. Combination of any of these 3, or you can have only alphabets. You can have it. It's always better to have the alphabet along with the numbers. Now that part is done. Now come to the main activity. So here by default, when you started, text view was created. So we'll delete that one. In the palette, search for spinner. So going to get it, you just drag and drop it. You can resize it. Bind it from 2 directions, one vertical and one horizontal. Note down the ID. ID is also spinner, so no issues. Now, in order to add the content, we have already created one string array in the strings.xml. So we have to create a connection between them so that we can use that. So go to the main activity. The first thing is that here, as you can see here, public class main activity extends app compact activities there. So you need to implement one more thing, that is adapter view. So I'll say implements adapter view dot on item selected listener. Now it's giving me an error because of when you implement adapter view on item selected listener, you need to either declare some, there are specific methods are there which you have to declare either as an abstract or you have to implement it. So when you come to the beginning of the line, you will see that one drop down menu will appear here like this. So you can just click on that drop down menu and you will see two options will be there: implement methods, make main activity abstract. So here we will select implement the methods. So it will give options which are the methods you want to implement. By default, the first two are selected and those two are enough for our project. So we'll say OK. So as you can see, the coding has been generated. This code is for what to do when you select any item. And the second code is for what to do when nothing is selected. Right now, we don't have any code for what to do when nothing is selected. So I'm going to leave that one. But here we will have to write some code. But before that, we have to add the spinner coding to the spinner here so that we can create a bridge between the design part and the coding part. And in order to retrieve the data from the strings.xml and access it here, we need to create one string array here so that those values can be stored. So first I'll create of strings. And once it is created, we can use that. First we'll create an object of the type spinner. And we have to create a connection between the design part and the coding part. That can be done by using find view by ID. Spinner. If you observe, this spinner is the ID which we have given to the spinner in the design part. You can just cross check that one if you want. Just right click, just click, select the spinner, and in the property attributes window, you can see that ID spinner is there. So whatever name you're given here, the same name you have to give there also. So same name is given here. Next is to call the set on item selected listener. Dot set on item selected listener. So the keyword this here. Next is that we have to retrieve the values which are stored in the strings.xml and retrieve it here. So that can be done. And we have already created one string array in which we want to store the values. So because this comes under resources, so we have to use the get resources, that is from the strings.xml dot get string array, the form in which we want, then r dot array which is mentioned in the strings.xml. You have to select that one. Next is we have to create one array adapter. Sorry, array adapter. Array adapter double A is equal to new array adapter. The context is this. Next is Android dot layout. Simple spinner item array. Where is that? Simple spinner item. I'm going to select the second one. Come on. The source which contains all the values. Next is we have to set this array adapter to the drop down view. So that is AA dot set drop down view resource. In this one, you have to pass the parameter Android dot layout dot simple spinner drop down item. This one. And once it is done, next step is set this adapter. That can be done saying that spin dot set adapter of double. So this much is done. Now we have in this code, what we have done is we established a connection between the design part and the coding part, and we identified the spinner. We retrieved the resource that is in the strings.xml, whatever the array you have created with the list of items. We retrieved that one. We created a bridge array adapter. We set that as a drop down view, and finally we set that adapter to the this one, what is that? Your app. So now we are able to create a bridge between the resources and the user interface. That is done. Now next is what to do when you click on something. That is you on item selected, what you're supposed to do. So that comes under this particular method on item selected. So here the first thing is that we will create one string, because the array of string we are using it, in which we have the items like linear layout, table layout, frame layout, all those things are mentioned. No? So in that case, we need to have the string. Let's say string s is equal to text view dot get text dot string. So this line will fetch the item and it will convert it to string, and it will store in the variable s. Now all we have to do is that whether s is equal to linear layout, whether s is equal to table layout, or s is equal to frame layout. If s dot, so here within the double quote you have to give. So in this case, what you can do is that open strings.xml and then select the first item, copy that one and paste it here. So this will ensure that you don't miss even a single space, because even if you miss one single space, this particular if statement won't work. So it's always better that you copy and paste the exact value. Once it is done, suppose if the selected item is a linear layout, then we have to start the activity. Previously, we used to create intent and then we were starting the activity. Both the creation and the starting activity can be done simultaneously, and this is how it is done. Start activity of new intent, new intent of view dot get context, comma, the destination linear layout. You have to select this com dot example dot test, because this is the one which you have created. Class. Hold on a second. I think I missed something. Start activity of new intent view dot get context space. Sorry, this one is I selected a different one. Start activity. So this if statement will work if the selected item is linear layout demo. So the same thing you should do it for the others also. I'm just going to copy and paste it and then modify. So the second item is table layout, right? So table layout. Third item is frame layout. I will just run the program and check whether it's working or not. Okay, it's going to the linear layout demo page. Second one, table layout. Layout is also going. Now spinner is there and it's directing to different pages. So now we have to design the different pages. So we'll start with the linear layout on that one. First is that we'll put one text saying that this is a linear layout, horizontal. In strings layout, yeah, we are given the name as linear layout horizontal. This one we can select. So the text. Then you can change the font size also. Resize it if you want. I'll go to the coding part and then change this one to linear layout. We change it to linear layout and we have to change the orientation also. You have to add. Orientation is vertical here. When you say the orientation is vertical, the moment you add it, the items will be placed just below the previous element. For example, right now we have this text view. No, the next one I'll add one horizontal scroll view. I'll search here. Horizontal scroll view is here. Yeah. I can just drag and drop it in the component tree. Let's go to the coding part. You'll see that. We'll say height is equal to wrap content. Horizontal scroll view, we'll add image views. Just drag and drop here and select any image. Is it? I can see that it's placing in a vertical view, but we want that horizontal view, right? We'll change that one. Go back to the coding part. And here you'll see that in the linear layout, it's given as vertical. So you have to change it to horizontal. When you do that one, you see that now they are being placed horizontally. Now next, this is the demonstration of linear layout horizontal. Next one, I want vertical also. So I'm going to put one text view here and we'll display one message that following is the vertical scroll view demo. Now when you're doing that one, well, dragging and dropping it here, you have to make sure that you drop it at the correct place. Suppose if I drop it here, it will comes under the linear layout. As you can see, that dotted line is there, no? So it will show you where it is placing. So you should remember the hierarchy and you should decide in that particular hierarchy where you want it. Whether you want it inside the horizontal scroll view, in that case, you drop it here. Suppose if you want to outside that one, drop it here. As you can see, that dotted line is there, blue dotted line. So I want it outside this horizontal scroll view. So I'll place it here. Select that one. Go to the text property. Linear. That message will be displayed. And change the font size also. Then look for the layout gravity. Select center so that that message will be displayed at the center. Now we want the scroll view vertically, so we'll search for scroll view here in the palette. Scroll view is available. Just drag and drop into the component tree. And inside this linear layout, we have to place 3 image views. It's left to you whether you want to have the images or you want to have the text. It's left to you. Here we are simply demonstrating the linear layout, and in the linear layout you are showing the 2 scroll views, vertical and horizontal. Till now it's done. So we'll just run the program and we'll check it how it works. Linear layout scroll view is working here. Vertical scroll view is also working. So the first page spinner is working. Second linear layout demonstration is also working. Next is table layout. Is the second one. Yeah, table layout. So open table layout page. Go to the coding part. Now by default this is a constraint layout. You have to change it to table layout. Then go to the design part. Table has been created. Now you have to add the rows. Table rows. Just drag and drop it here. I'm going to add 3 rows. Okay, here the height I've added 3 rows. Now in each row, I'm going to add the different columns. So just drag and drop one of the components. We'll see that this option is coming here now. You can go back to the coding part. And here, the height, you can say wrap content or you can give specific. Width, I'm going to say it as a wrap content. Or the content, this one, length of the input is only that much will be allocated. So you can change the properties also. Like if I want to change it here, like name, I'll change the font size. Let's say from 14 to 24. And style also I can change it. I'll make it bold. Background color also I will change it so that we'll get an idea about different columns. So look for the background. Click here. Go to the select colors. Pick any color. Press OK. I'm going to add one more column just below the text view. Change the size. change the background also. Now it's coming. Okay, I'll add columns to the second row. So just drop it just below the. So second. Okay, table row. Okay, fine. This is the problem. I dropped the row at the wrong place. Okay, I've added one here. I'll add one more here. So whenever you're dropping the table row, you have to make sure that this is coming under the same hierarchy you're maintaining it. As you can see here, table row is mentioned here. And in that one only, this one is not. Table row is there. Now this one is actually coming inside the another table row. So that should not be the case. So this one has to be placed outside. So if you make mistake while placing, in that case, what happens is that in the same column, it will keep on happening. Like what happened with me. Now I change that sequence. You can see that table layout, as you can see here, the logo is there. No, just below that one itself, you have to put the table row. Here, the second table row is there, and so on. Under each table, you can actually place different columns. I can see here. I'll just simply change the background color. The remaining the text, you can change it. Font size also, you must change it. Otherwise, it will be won't be visible. The same way, I'm adding 2 columns to the third row. I'll change the font size to 24. This one also 24. Change the background color. Now this one is table layout. We'll just run the program and check whether the table layout is coming or not. Yes, coming. Uh, the first two I've written that row 1, column 2. The remaining thing you have to change it like row 2, column 1, row 2, column 2, row 3, column 1, row 3, column 2. That you are supposed to change it. Okay, the last one is a frame layout. Now go to the coding part. You change it to frame layout. Now after this is done, we have to add the text and we have to decide where you want to display those texts. So just drag and drop the first text view. Go to the text property. You can write that this is the left top, but and it is at the left side, right? So I can say top left. Change the font size to let's say 24. Next one, you drag and drop it here. Now here you have to look for the gravity alignment. You have to change it. So layout gravity. In the layout gravity, you will see one flag is there, symbol. Just click on that one and it will ask you where you want. I want on the top line. So I'll say top and then I want it at the center. I'll select the center and apply. The moment you apply, it is coming here. And then you can change the text and the font size also. Let's say this one is top center. Change it to 24. Add one more. This one is top right. So first I'll change the text. Font size, keep it 18. Then go to the layout gravity. Layout gravity. Where we want at the top line and we want at the right side. So top right, you have to select and then apply. It is coming on the top right side. The same way, you can add one more. This is on the left side, but at the center. So we'll say center left. Center left, change the font size to let's say 18 and then go to layout gravity. We want at the center. First select center, then select left. Apply. It's coming center, but at the left. One more we'll do. This one should come at the center. So layout gravity will change it to center only. Apply. It will come to the center. Change the text to center. Font size to 18. One more text view. This one is center right. So go to the layout gravity. First select center, then select right. So it will come to the center right. Next one is bottom but left. So select bottom and then left. Apply. It's coming to the bottom and coming at the left side. So you can write the same thing here also. Bottom. Font size 18. Bottom center. Next one. Go to the layout gravity. First select bottom, then select center. Apply. The last one is bottom right side. Layout gravity. Select bottom, select right, then OK. Apply. Oh, if you want the image view, you can add that also. Let's say I'm going to give this image. It will display only this much, but I want that entire page to cover. So in that case, go to the coding part of the image view. And here you have to set the scale. Android scale type it x5. Okay, wrap content is on there. You have to write match parent. When you say wrap content, it will only check the what is the size of that image, and only that much area will be covered. But if you say match parent, it will go to the layout which you have selected, and it will check what is the size, what is the exact area, and it will occupy that much area. I'll just run the program and we'll check how it works. Usually this frame layout is used to design the splash screen or even the login pages where you want one beautiful image to be placed behind, and you want the text fields to be placed at appropriate places. So first we'll check the linear layout. Yes, horizontal is working, vertical is also working. Back. Table layout. Yes, table is visible. The last one is a frame layout. Yes, top left, top center, top right, center left, center right, bottom left, bottom center, bottom right. All are working.